We live in a world where the invisible often governs the visible. There are unseen forces, energies, and vibrations that shape our experiences, and when you begin to understand these forces, you realize that life is not just a series of random events. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, communicates with us all the time, but not in words or direct signs. Instead, it uses synchronicities, those seemingly coincidental events that are far too meaningful to be dismissed as mere chance. Have you ever found yourself thinking of someone only to have them call or text you moments later? Or maybe you've been searching for an answer, and out of nowhere, a book falls off a shelf, and it's exactly what you needed to read. These are not just coincidences, they are signs that synchronicity is at work, and it's deeply connected to the law of attraction. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is the law of attraction? It's the belief that like attracts like, that the energy you put out into the universe is the energy you get back. If you're focused on abundance, positivity, and love, you'll attract more of that into your life. But if you're constantly dwelling on fear, lack, or negativity, you'll attract those experiences instead. The universe is a mirror reflecting back to you the vibrations you're emitting. And synchronicity, that's the universe's way of giving you feedback, letting you know that you're either in or out of alignment with your desires.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
So how do you know that synchronicity is at play in your life and that it's connected to what you're attracting? Let's explore this deeply, because once you start to recognize these signs, you'll be able to harness the power of synchronicity to actively shape your reality. One of the clearest signs of synchronicity is when patterns begin to emerge in your life. Have you ever noticed that certain numbers keep showing up? Maybe you keep glancing at the clock at exactly 11:11, or you see the number 333 everywhere you go. These numbers aren't just random, they're signals from the universe. Some call them angel numbers, but whatever you choose to call them, their significance lies in the fact that they're trying to get your attention. Numbers are one of the simplest ways the universe can communicate with you because they're universally understood. But the real question is, what are these numbers trying to tell you? When you see a repeating number, pause and ask yourself, what was I thinking about right before I saw this? Or what emotion was I feeling? This is where the law of attraction comes into play. The universe is using these numbers to give you feedback on your vibration. If you were thinking positively, feeling joyful, or focusing on your desires, the number is a confirmation that you're on the right track. But if your thoughts were filled with doubt, fear, or negativity, the number might be a gentle nudge to shift your perspective. The universe is constantly guiding you, but you have to be open to receiving these messages. Another profound sign of synchronicity is when people start showing up in your life at exactly the right moment. Have you ever been thinking about a new idea, only to meet someone who has the exact knowledge or experience you need to take that idea to the next level? Or maybe you've been feeling stuck, and suddenly a mentor or guide appears seemingly out of nowhere. These encounters are not accidental. They're orchestrated by the universe as a result of the vibration you've been emitting. The law of attraction brings people into your life who are aligned with your frequency, and synchronicity is the mechanism by which these meetings occur. But here's the deep question: are you paying attention to the people the universe is sending your way? Sometimes we brush off these encounters, thinking they're just coincidences, but in reality, they're opportunities. The universe is always presenting us with the people we need to grow, evolve, and manifest our desires. The key is to recognize these meetings for what they are: a direct response to the energy you've been putting out. Now, There's something even more fascinating about synchronicity and the law of attraction. It's the concept of flow. Have you ever had a day where everything just seemed to fall into place effortlessly? You wake up feeling good, and as the day progresses, you encounter one serendipitous event after another. You make all the green lights, you find the perfect parking spot, or you bump into an old friend at just the right time. This state of flow is one of the strongest indicators that you're in alignment with the universe, and that synchronicity is deeply at work in your life. When you're in flow, it's as if the universe is clearing the path for you, making everything easier and smoother. But flow doesn't just happen by chance. It's the result of being in vibrational alignment. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all aligned with your highest desires, you naturally enter a state of flow. Things that once felt difficult become effortless, and opportunities seem to appear out of thin air. This is the law of attraction in action. When you're vibrating at the same frequency as your desires, the universe conspires to bring them to you with ease. Here's a practical piece of advice. Start paying attention to the moments when you're in flow. What were you doing right before? How were you feeling? What were you thinking about? The more you can identify the conditions that lead to flow, the more you can intentionally create that state in your life. And when you're in flow, synchronicities will start to appear more frequently. But here's the thing, we often disrupt our own flow by overthinking, doubting, or trying to control the outcome. The universe operates on trust. When you trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you can't see it yet, you allow the flow of synchronicity to continue. But when you start questioning, worrying, or forcing things to happen, you create resistance, and that's when the flow stops. So let me ask you this, where in your life are you creating resistance? Is it in your relationships, your career, or your health? What would happen if you let go of trying to control every detail and just trusted that the universe has your back? This is one of the hardest lessons to learn, but it's also one of the most powerful. The moment you release resistance and surrender to the flow of life, synchronicities will begin to show up in ways you never imagined. And here's the final sign that synchronicity is deeply connected to the law of attraction: unexpected opportunities. Have you ever been on the verge of giving up on something, only for a door to suddenly open that leads you exactly where you want to go? This isn't luck. It's the universe responding to your energy. The law of attraction is always working, whether you realize it or not. And when you stay aligned with your desires, the universe will present you with opportunities to make them a reality. But here's the catch. You have to be ready to act. Synchronicity will bring you the opportunity, but it's up to you to take the next step. The universe can only do so much. It can align the circumstances, bring the right people into your life, and create the perfect conditions. But you're the one who has to walk through the door. So here's the question that only you can answer. Are you ready to act on the synchronicities the universe is sending your way? Now that we've laid the foundation of how synchronicity and the law of attraction are intertwined, let's dive deeper into the hidden mechanics that make synchronicity work. You see, synchronicity is not just a random occurrence or a stroke of good luck. It's a precise, finely tuned communication system between you and the universe. But here's the thing, most people miss these signals because they're not in tune with the subtle vibrations around them. The universe is always speaking, always guiding, but to truly experience the power of synchronicity, you have to learn how to tune into these signals and amplify your connection with the law of attraction. Let me ask you something. How often do you trust your intuition? Not just the surface-level gut feelings, but those deep, almost imperceptible nudges that seem to come from nowhere. When you're in tune with the universe, these nudges become your compass. They guide you toward the people, places, and experiences that are aligned with your highest good. But the challenge is that these signals are often subtle. They're easy to overlook if you're caught up in the noise of everyday life, the constant distractions, the endless to-do lists, the mental chatter. So, how do we quiet the noise and start tuning into the universe's messages? The first step is learning to be present. The present moment is where synchronicity lives. When you're fully present, your awareness expands and you start noticing things you would have otherwise missed. You see the patterns, the signs, the messages that the universe is sending your way. But when you're stuck in your head worrying about the future or replaying the past, these signals pass you by. Here's a practical exercise to help you anchor yourself in the present moment. The 5 senses check-in. Wherever you are right now, take a deep breath and focus on your 5 senses. What can you hear? What can you see? What can you smell, taste, and feel? This simple exercise pulls you out of your head and into the now. And when you're in the now, you're more receptive to the synchronicities that are unfolding around you. One of the most overlooked aspects of synchronicity is that it often shows up in unexpected forms. We tend to have a rigid idea of how things should happen. We expect the universe to deliver our manifestations in a specific way, at a specific time. But the reality is, the universe operates on its own timeline. It delivers what you need, when you need it, in ways that you may not always understand at first. This is why it's so important to stay open. When you're too focused on how you think things should unfold, you miss the magic of how they're actually unfolding. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've been trying to manifest a new job. You've set your intentions, visualized the perfect role, and aligned your energy with abundance. But weeks go by, and nothing seems to be happening. Then, out of nowhere, you run into an old friend who casually mentions a new startup they're working on. They're not offering you a job directly, but they invite you to an event where you meet someone who introduces you to a key player in your industry. A few conversations later, you're offered an opportunity that's even better than the one you originally envisioned. This is how synchronicity works. It's not always a direct path. Sometimes it's a series of seemingly unrelated events that lead you exactly where you need to be. But here's the important part. You have to be willing to follow the breadcrumbs. When the universe presents you with an opportunity, no matter how small or insignificant it seems, follow it. Lean into it. Trust that it's part of a bigger plan that you may not fully see yet. So, here's a deep question for you. Where in your life are you resisting the flow of synchronicity because it doesn't look like what you expected? What would happen if you let go of your expectations and allowed the universe to surprise you? Another crucial aspect of tuning into the universe's signals is learning to amplify your own vibration. Remember, the law of attraction works by matching your energy with the energy of what you desire. But what happens when your energy is scattered, unfocused, or filled with doubt? The signals you send out to the universe become weak, and as a result, the synchronicities in your life become less frequent, less powerful. To amplify your vibration, you need to become an energetic match for the reality you want to create. This means aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires. But here's where most people get stuck. They focus too much on wanting instead of being. When you're constantly in a state of wanting, you're actually sending a signal of lack to the universe. You're saying, "I don't have this yet," which keeps you in a vibrational state of not having. The key is to shift from wanting to feeling as if it's already done. This is one of the most powerful ways to amplify your connection to the law of attraction. Instead of focusing on what you lack, start embodying the energy of already having it. If you're manifesting love, feel the love within you first. If you're manifesting abundance, cultivate a sense of gratitude and generosity, even if you don't have the money yet. The universe doesn't respond to your desires, it responds to your energy. And when your energy is aligned with the frequency of your desires, synchronicities start to appear like magic. Now, let's talk about the role of emotions in amplifying your vibration. Emotions are energy in motion. They are the fuel that powers your manifestations. But here's the thing, not all emotions are created equal when it comes to manifesting. High vibration emotions like love, joy, gratitude, and excitement are powerful attractors. They send out strong signals to the universe, and the universe responds by bringing more of those experiences into your life. On the other hand, low vibration emotions like fear, doubt, anger, and resentment create resistance, blocking the flow of synchronicity. So, ask yourself, what emotions are you holding onto that might be blocking your manifestations? Are there areas in your life where fear or doubt is clouding your vision? The more you can release these lower vibration emotions and consciously cultivate higher vibration states, the more you'll notice synchronicities showing up. Here's a practical way to raise your emotional vibration. Gratitude journaling. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. But don't just list them, really feel the gratitude in your heart. This simple practice shifts your energy into a state of abundance, and when you're in a state of abundance, you attract more abundance. Now, before we move on, I want to leave you with one final deep question. What would your life look like if you fully trusted the synchronicities the universe is sending you? How would you act differently? What choices would you make? The universe is always guiding you, but it's up to you to trust the process and follow the signs. Now that we've explored the hidden mechanics of synchronicity and how you can tune into these subtle signals, let's take this understanding to a deeper, more scientific level. What if I told you that the connection between synchronicity and the law of attraction isn't just spiritual, it's also rooted in science? In fact, the principles of quantum physics offer a fascinating explanation for how and why synchronicities occur, and how they align with your ability to manifest your desires. You see, at the quantum level, reality behaves in ways that are completely different from what we experience in our everyday lives. In classical physics, everything seems solid, predictable, and separate. But in the world of quantum physics, things get much more mysterious. Particles can exist in multiple places at once. They can communicate instantaneously across vast distances. And, perhaps most importantly for our understanding of synchronicity, they respond to our consciousness. Let me ask you this: what if your thoughts and intentions were not just abstract mental events, but actual forces that influence the material world? This is one of the key insights from quantum physics, the idea that consciousness plays an active role in shaping reality. In the famous double-slit experiment, scientists found that particles of light, photons, behave differently depending on whether or not they're being observed. When not observed, the photons act like waves, spreading out and existing in a state of potentiality, much like the infinite possibilities of the quantum field. But when they are observed, they collapse into particles, taking on a definite form and behaving like the solid objects we're used to. What does this mean for us? It suggests that our awareness and attention have the power to influence reality. Just like the photons in the double-slit experiment, the quantum field around us exists in a state of pure potentiality, an infinite sea of possibilities. But when we focus our attention on a particular desire or intention, we collapse those possibilities into a specific reality. This is the scientific basis for the law of attraction. The universe is not static, it is a fluid, dynamic field that responds to the energy you project into it. Now, let's tie this back to synchronicity. Synchronicities occur when the quantum field aligns with your thoughts and intentions. They're the physical manifestations of your vibrational energy interacting with the world around you. When you're in alignment, when your thoughts, emotions and intentions are all focused on what you want to create, you start to notice synchronicities showing up in your life. These are not random events, they're the universe's way of reflecting back to you the energy you've been putting out. But here's the deeper question. What reality are you collapsing with your attention? Are you collapsing a reality of abundance, love, and joy, or are you inadvertently collapsing a reality of fear, scarcity, and limitation? Every thought you think sends a ripple out into the quantum field, influencing the probabilities and possibilities that show up in your life. This is why it's so important to be mindful of your thoughts and the energy you're projecting. Quantum physics also introduces us to the concept of entanglement, which is another key to understanding synchronicity. In quantum entanglement, two particles become linked in such a way that the state of one particle instantly affects the state of the other, no matter how far apart they are. This connection happens faster than the speed of light, defying the classical laws of physics. Now, think about this in the context of the law of attraction and synchronicity. What if you are entangled with the people, events, and opportunities that are meant to help you fulfill your desires? What if, through the energy of your thoughts and feelings, you are already connected to everything you want to manifest? Synchronicities may be the result of this quantum entanglement, manifestations of the unseen connections between you and the experiences you are attracting into your life. But here's a question for you. What if every desire you have is already energetically connected to you? What if it's not about chasing your desires, but about aligning yourself with them so that they can naturally flow into your life? This shifts the entire paradigm of manifestation from one of effort and struggle to one of allowing and receiving. When you understand that you're already entangled with your desires, it becomes less about making things happen and more about removing the resistance that's blocking the flow of those desires into your experience. One of the most profound insights from quantum physics is the idea that everything is energy. At the most fundamental level, everything in the universe, including you, your thoughts, your emotions, and the objects around you, is made up of vibrating energy. And because everything is energy, everything is interconnected. This is why the law of attraction works. The energy you emit through your thoughts and emotions affects the energy of the quantum field around you, drawing experiences that match your vibration. So, how do you use this knowledge to amplify your synchronicities and manifestations? The first step is to become conscious of the energy you're putting out. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are all forms of energy, and they are constantly interacting with the quantum field. If you're constantly thinking thoughts of lack, worry, or fear, you're sending out low vibration energy that will attract more of the same. But when you consciously shift your thoughts to those of abundance, gratitude, and love, you begin to emit a higher frequency that attracts corresponding experiences. Here's a practical exercise. Spend a few moments each day visualizing your desires as if they've already manifested. But don't just think about them, feel them. Feel the emotions of joy, excitement, and gratitude as if your desires are already a part of your reality. This simple practice shifts your vibration and aligns you with the energy of what you want to attract. And as your vibration shifts, you'll start to notice more synchronicities showing up in your life. But there's another layer to this. You have to be willing to step into the unknown. Synchronicities often appear when you take action, even if you're not sure where that action will lead. The quantum field is a field of infinite potential, but it requires you to step out of your comfort zone and into the realm of uncertainty. When you take that leap of faith, whether it's following a hunch, making a bold decision, or pursuing a new opportunity, you activate the quantum field in a powerful way. You send out a strong signal that you're ready for new possibilities, and the universe responds by aligning the right people, events, and circumstances to support you. So, here's a deep question. What action can you take today that aligns with your desires, even if it feels uncertain or uncomfortable? The moment you take that step, you open the door for synchronicity to enter your life. Finally, let's talk about the importance of trust. Quantum physics shows us that reality is not fixed, it is fluid and responsive to our consciousness. But the key to manifesting through the law of attraction is learning to trust that the universe is always working in your favor, even when you can't see it. Trust that the synchronicities showing up in your life are guiding you toward your highest good. Trust that every step you take, every intention you set, is bringing you closer to your desires. And here's one final question to leave you with. What would your life look like if you fully trusted the process of synchronicity and the law of attraction? What if you knew, without a doubt, that the universe is always conspiring in your favor? How would that change the way you show up in the world? By now, we've explored how synchronicity works, both from a spiritual and scientific perspective. We've also delved into the subtle ways the universe communicates with us through synchronicities and how quantum physics supports the law of attraction. But the real question is, how can you live in a state of constant alignment with the universe? How can you reach a point where synchronicities aren't just random bursts of magic, but instead become a natural, everyday part of your life? The answer lies in mastering synchronicity, learning how to align so deeply with the universe that manifestation becomes effortless. Let's start with a fundamental truth. The universe is always in alignment. It's never out of sync. The only variable in the equation is you, your thoughts, your energy, your beliefs. When you're out of alignment with yourself, you naturally fall out of alignment with the universe. But when you align with your true self, your highest, most authentic vibration, the universe responds instantly. Synchronicities start to flow, and manifestation becomes less about effort and more about allowing. So, how do you achieve this level of alignment? How do you live in harmony with the universe in such a way that synchronicities become a constant guide, leading you toward your desires? The first step is inner clarity. You've probably heard the saying, the universe can't deliver what you want if you don't know what you're asking for. This is true on multiple levels. If your desires are vague or clouded by doubt and fear, the signals you send out into the quantum field become scattered and weak. The universe responds to clarity. When you are crystal clear about your desires, when you know exactly what you want and why you want it, you send out a powerful, focused signal that the universe can easily respond to. But clarity doesn't just mean knowing what you want on a surface level. It means going deeper to the core of your being. Ask yourself, why do I want this? What is the deeper emotional or spiritual need that this desire fulfills? For example, if you're trying to manifest financial abundance, is it really the money you want, or is it the freedom, security, and peace of mind that money provides? When you understand the deeper essence of your desires, you can align with that essence directly without getting caught up in the external form. Here's a practical exercise to help you gain clarity. Create a vision statement for your life. Write down what your ideal life looks like in vivid detail, not just in terms of material success, but in terms of how you feel, how you interact with others, and how you contribute to the world. This vision becomes your North Star, guiding you toward alignment with the universe. Every day, spend a few moments reviewing this vision and feeling the emotions associated with it. The more you attune yourself to this vision, the more aligned you become, and the more synchronicities will appear to guide you toward it. Another key to mastering synchronicity is learning to trust your intuition. Your intuition is the voice of your higher self, the part of you that is already deeply connected to the universe. It knows things your rational mind could never comprehend. Intuition is often the first signal of synchronicity. It's that quiet nudge, that inner pull towards something or someone that seems illogical but feels right. When you learn to listen to your intuition, you start to notice that it often leads you directly to synchronicities. But here's the challenge. Most people don't trust their intuition. They second-guess it, rationalize it away, or ignore it altogether. The key is to practice tuning into your intuition and acting on it, even when it doesn't make sense. The more you do this, the stronger your connection to the universe becomes, and synchronicities will start to show up more frequently. Here's a deep question for you. When was the last time you ignored your intuition? What might have happened if you had followed it? And moving forward, how can you make a commitment to trust it more fully? Surrendering doesn't mean giving up on your desires. It means releasing the need to control how and when they manifest. It's about trusting that the universe has a far greater plan for you than anything your mind could conceive. When you surrender, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. You allow the universe to surprise you with synchronicities that are far beyond what you could have planned. But surrendering doesn't mean being passive. It's about taking inspired action without attachment to the outcome. When you receive a nudge from the universe, a synchronicity, a gut feeling, a sudden idea, act on it, but let go of the need for immediate results. Trust that the action you're taking is leading you exactly where you need to go, even if the path isn't clear yet. Here's a practical way to practice surrender. Set your intention, then release it. After you've set a clear intention for what you want to manifest, take a deep breath and say to yourself, I trust that the universe is working on my behalf. I release the need to control how this manifests, and I trust that it will unfold in the perfect time and way. Now, let's talk about vibration. To live in constant alignment with the universe, you must maintain a high vibration. This doesn't mean you have to be happy and positive all the time. Life is full of ups and downs, but it does mean being mindful of your dominant emotional state. Your vibration is the energy you're emitting into the universe, and it directly affects the synchronicities you attract. I think of your vibration as a radio frequency. When you're tuned into the frequency of love, gratitude, and abundance, you attract experiences that match that frequency. But when you're tuned into fear, doubt, or lack, you attract experiences that reflect those emotions. So, the question is, what frequency are you tuning into on a daily basis? One way to raise your vibration is through gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational states you can be in, and it opens the door for more synchronicities to flow into your life. Every morning, take a few moments to focus on what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be big things sometimes, it's the small, everyday blessings that have the most power to shift your energy. The more you focus on gratitude, the more you align with the frequency of abundance, and the more synchronicities you'll attract. Finally, remember that synchronicity is a two-way conversation. The universe is always communicating with you, but it's up to you to listen and respond. When you notice a synchronicity, Acknowledge it. Take a moment to reflect on what the universe is trying to tell you, and then ask yourself, what is the next step I'm being called to take? This is how you stay in constant alignment with the universe, by listening, trusting, and taking aligned action. So, let me leave you with one final question. What would your life look like if you fully embraced synchronicity and allowed the universe to guide you every step of the way? How would your life change if you trusted that every moment, every encounter, and every event was leading you closer to your desires? The universe is always speaking. Are you ready to listen?